Yes, 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 yes. Feel incredible!
It's not a cartoon. It's anime. Yes. Welcome to another episode of Animeshun. Squad back in 3/4 of effect. No bitch ass, hoe ass Brennan in this bitch.
He's in a very important meeting.
Hoe ass Brennan.
Oh, he's in a meeting right now?
I think he's in a meeting. I mean, it's with Patton here, I think.
Bitch ass
But,
hoe ass
just hearing
Brennan.
us from the other room. Just,
If it was a meeting, yeah, I mean, and we know that, yeah.
oh, hey, what's up?
Oh, yeah. No, hoe ass Brennan up in here.
Bitch ass hoe ass Brennan.
Oh, he definitely hears
Yeah,
it.
he hears it.
Oh,
Trust
he
me,
hears
we
it.
know he hears it. He's not with us, but he's in the building.
He is.
He
Like a
is
hoe?
in the building.
He's working hard.
He's in a meeting, working his heart out right now.
He's doing stuff.
But yes,
Brennan,
yes,
you do your thing.
He's a meeting about how can I be less of a bitch.
yes. So make sure you guys, join all our
There he is. Ah, there he is.
Hide
He
your
knew
phone.
what was happening.
I can be
here
less
you go,
of a
he popped up.
bitch.
Hey, man.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Brennan.
You
What's
guys
up?
having a good podcast over here?
We're having a great podcast. We're happy.
Shut the studio
Brennan,
down.
what's your bottom three
Bottom
Yeah,
three
we're
what?
that
about-
we've seen?
Well, all right, so we're
We're
with some quick content for people.
Okay.
What is your bottom 3 animes that we watch on the show? No movies, just the anime shows that we've seen.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit because somebody put this in one of the group chats.
Gangsta,
Yep.
Blades of the Immortal,
Okay.
and Kuroko no Basket.
Yeah.
Those are my 3.
Yeah, I mean, those
Those
were
are the 3 that I can visibly remember how much I hated watching them.
Yeah.
Just the process of going through and watching the whole show. I'm just why are we still doing this? Those 3 shows, when I think back, that's the reason why we invented the veto. It's because of those 3
Oh,
shows.
yeah.
No, it's because Kuroko.
Yeah, but Kuroko
Yeah,
was the end
Kuroko
of the
you
was-
guys have,
Yeah,
what,
that was
6
the last-
parts of
It was we
Kuroko?
watched those
Yeah.
3 almost in unison. It was
Yeah.
It was. Those were
Gangsta-
some tough back-to-backs.
Yeah, it was Gangsta, and then we watched.
We sound like a
Immortal, and then we
basketball
watched
team,
Kuroko.
man. We got a back-to-back on
We
a
had
5-game stretch.
No, Goblin Slayer, nah. That was. I mean, it was bad, but it wasn't
It was
as
bad. I was saying that. Well, yeah.
All right.
Mike
so-
Hall said Goblin Slayer.
So all right. So who would you have in your top 3, Rob, for
Bottom three.
your bottom 3 animes that we've seen on the show?
My bottom 3 is. I gotta agree. Gangsta's in there.
Mm.
You said Gangsta, right?
Yeah.
You said Gangsta. Gangsta's definitely there. I said because I know. God, I was just talking about this. Got a high school because somebody brought up that I had my 50 question manifesto that I had about just what the hell even happened at the end of that show and why they made the choices they made. Which I've been told, they botched the ending of that show, and I'm gonna have to take their word for it because I'm not investing the time. And 3 would be Assassination Classroom for me because we literally did. I think brought the veto in for Kuroko and we brought it back for Assassination
No, I
Classroom.
think it was the first one that you guys actually vetoed.
Yeah, first one you
was
actually vetoed.
Assassination
Yep, for
Classroom.
sure.
Yeah. So that's my bottom 3.
That's your bottom 3. My,
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blades of the Immortal didn't make it.
No.
There's actually a few over Blades of Immortal for me.
There's-
Basket.
Kuroko no Basket is close. That's
I would
probably
rather
4 or
watch-
5. Blades of the Immortal, I can't because there's stuff where I'm I did really like that villain. There was some interesting episodes that I thought that had some.
The bald dude was dope in there.
The bald dude was dope.
Yeah,
Morpheus dude
yeah,
was pretty cool. But no, it would never make my top list.
Yeah.
But it's in that middle, it's bottom. It's middle bottom.
Yeah.
Where those 3 are probably those are my bottom. That's my basement.
yeah. My basement.
What's the 4 and 5 for y'all though?
Let's get into the 3 first, and then yeah, let's get into this.
We didn't watch it,
I know. I was being
dickhead.
Let's my bottom 3 would be Kuroko no Basket. God damn, that was, even though it was fun to watch, but I can only make jokes for 10 episodes. We watched 20-some episodes. I was just all right, bro, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
I gotta go Goblin Slayer, man. Goblin
That's
Slayer
fair.
to me was it was rough. Goblin Gape, if you know what I mean by that. If you watched it, that was brutal just to watch. It was only funny when he got smashed up the one time.
Potions.
Potions. Besides that, I was just I can't keep watching. Then we watched the movie. This shit was trash too.
Yeah. I mean, it's like One Punch Man, where it's just like it tells you in the title what it is.
Yeah.
This dude is gonna slay some goblins.
Very
And
good at slaying goblins. though.
and he's
Yeah.
slaying these mediocre, just trash goblins. And then the last one I got to go with, and I actually made a last minute switch here. My last episode on my bottom is Trigun, aka Trash
Bro, why
Gun.
would you do that? You're a wild.
Wait, your gangster's not even in there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, wait.
That's-
Whoa,
that-
whoa, wait a
That
second.
just
Wait a
goes to
second.
show he trying to be an asshole.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Okay. Actually, I'm going to take Kuroko no Basket out. I got to go gangster.
What?
I got to go gangster.
He's an asshole.
You are an ass.
He's just doing it
Then-
on purpose.
I got to go, what did I say, Goblin Slayer. And I got to
Yeah,
go
and
Trigun,
Trigun.
aka Trash Gun.
Wow.
Keenan trying to be controversial.
Yeah, he's just trying to be
I'm not trying to be. I
controversial.
mean, I said it before the mic was even
Our
rolling.
clickbait has been found
Yeah.
for the episode. Right here.
I literally said it
Yeah.
before. I was saying it before.
You did say
I
it.
was like, it's between that and another one. So
So
it's not, it's not
and then you
clickbait.
was like, and then you said you like Trigun better than Evangelion.
Why? No,
did say that.
You did say that.
You wasn't even here when I said it. What are you talking
I
about?
watched the episodes. Can't do that.
No. I'm talking about. I just said it right now. I said it in here.
We were talking about
What the fuck is Brennan talking about, bro? Guys are lying.
Yeah, I don't have any information.
I was there
but
when it
yeah.
happened. I never said it in the episode. No. I didn't say.
Trigun. Whatever. Go ahead.
Anyway, I mean, Neon Genesis is up there too. Well, go ahead, Ice. Give your bottom three.
Ah.
So, I just want to know. So, out of curiosity, Trigun or Neon Genesis? Which one?
They're both
Which one,
hard.
though?
They're both.
Which one's worse?
Trigun.
Is worse or better?
It's worse.
Okay.
You're that the tape does not prove that.
I don't necessarily disagree.
gotta go
with
back
that,
on the
but I don't
scores.
think they're both trash. That's me.
We gotta go back on our
Ice, what
scores.
you got, man?
I mean, I think my list is the same as yours.
Yeah.
No, you're not gonna add that one in there.
I'm not gonna do that. Why not? Because that's not. I don't genuinely feel that
You
way.
did feel that way.
All right. No, I get it.
You literally said the one that you said was like, "Yo, that needs to probably be in here."
It does need to be
Which
in
one are
there.
we talking about?
Mm,
What? We can't say it?
I mean, no, I don't think we can.
No.
We'll say
Yeah.
your three, so it's for
So,
content.
so my
Watch on the
three.
show?
yeah.
Yeah,
And he can't say it?
He
I
doesn't.
can, but it's just like February coming up.
You know.
I can't
it's,
say
Oh,
it.
it's the black, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that. Remember, I didn't watch that one. so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't speak to it.
Yeah, my bottom three.
Skip it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why.
yeah,
Not the harder. The more I think about it, I would say that like shows that I didn't enjoy.
Yeah.
And I did not enjoy Gangster.
Mm-hmm.
I did not enjoy Kuroko no Basket.
That's fair.
And I did not enjoy Samurai Champloo.
Clickbait. We're talking about clickbait here.
Wow.
talking about clickbait.
Wow.
'Cause he didn't- 'cause that wasn't.
You rather watch Evangelion than fucking Samurai Champloo?
Dead Man Wonderland.
I recommended Dead Man Wonderland.
He got to stand
You
by.
could
He
change your
got-
mind.
They gotta-
You'd rather watch Evangelion than watch Samurai Champloo.
You rather watch Trash Gun.
I mean,
There's
most people
Samurai-
probably would rather watch Evangelion.
You rather watch
Yeah.
Samurai
Assassination
Champloo.
Ash Room. Assassination
Wow.
Ash Room.
I
What's up?
didn't
I mean,
enjoy-
I
I-
like,
what-
I'm still
I-
watching it.
Yeah. Assassination Classroom.
No.
The funny thing is, like, I honestly
Samurai,
was about
Samurai
to-
Oh,
Champloo.
okay. Okay.
Just so you
okay,
know,
okay.
before I go, I was actually about to give a speech, like how impressed I was that me and Ice finally agreed on something. His first two picks, I was like, wow, Ice is, he's not gonna ice this moment, and you just couldn't help yourself, could you?
I just think about it. Those two gangster, I was painful. Samurai Champloo at a certain point for me got painful.
Ronald said.
Evangelion was painful all the way through.
Yes, it was.
There was not a good moment in that show.
It's clickbait. It's all
There was
good.
Well-
nothing about it that I was like, man, I'm sure what happened.
You remember he kind of liked
Rob,
Neon
I kind of
Genesis.
like the
Well,
Evangelion.
he's excluded because he's whatever.
Yeah.
What?
Intellectual.
No, he's like, for me, Rob is just like, the themes and the writing, whatever.
I think I
All that
which-
bullshit.
I think let
What
me
good
I
story
guess say
needs any of
this.
that?
I think for what makes me put Evangelion above those three is what that gave us as a podcast.
Yeah.
I think I looked forward to the podcast when we did Evangelion more than when we did Samurai
That's
Champloo.
because I wasn't here. I would have fought you tooth and nail by Champloo. Just so you know, you would have looked forward to it.
Yeah, because it would have been a good conversation.
We were
Yeah.
all here for the Evangelion one. So.
And it was great. But again, I just look at I think that's, in my mind, when I go back to it, we all hated Gangster collectively.
Yes.
We all hated Kuroko collectively.
Yeah.
Samurai Champloo, it was just like,
Got 3-pointer out of.
mean, Samurai Champloo. We even said if we all agreed on it. If Samurai Champloo was cut to 12 episodes, it would have been a fire anime.
Yeah,
So
it
that's
had a lot of fat.
so to say,
And the soundtrack is up there.
yeah, and the
soundtrack is definitely
the soundtrack
still
alone
up there.
puts it above Neon Genesis.
I
to
mean,
me.
so
And Tra- and
one other
Dragon.
show, Yusuke had fucking Thundercat, and we didn't enjoy it.
You're right.
And that's just, the soundtrack ain't enough.
But we didn't put it in our
Not
bottom
enough.
three.
And Flying Lotus,
We didn't put it in our bottom three.
you could have, you would have.
I'm putting that in the blurb. You know that, right?
All right.
What about the greatest fucking anime podcast
just real quick.
in the entire world?
Ronald said Samurai Champloo is better than Yusuke, and then King Mike Hall said Champloo is weak. Ronald
also
said,
Talking about Mike Hall.
He also said that Cowboy Bebop should be down there.
Yeah,
he put Cowboy
had
Bebop in his bottom three, which is
that's crazy.
I mean,
It's a disagree for me, but
Cowboy
counting
Bebop
the
too.
taste.
That soundtrack was, and it had
was
episodes
great.
too where I kind of that's the thing.
soundtrack is great.
The shows that I'm watching, there wasn't too many episodes of Trigun that I actually loved. There's probably like 2 or 3 that I was like, this is dope. And the rest of the 20 episodes that we watched was bad. Besides, and it's the same. I'm guessing the same is for y'all with the shows that y'all don't like as well. So it's like Samurai Champloo had, like you said, a good 12 episodes that I was just like, this is fire. The soundtrack is dope. The fighting style was dope.
Did you have
I'm all
Gangsta
in.
in your bottom three?
Huh?
You had Gangsta in your bottom three, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he swapped
Yeah.
it out for Trigun.
I think we all had Gangsta in our bar.
No, I
would
put it back-
actually-
put it back in.
I would I'd rather watch Trigun than Cowboy Bebop. If I had to watch it again, I would rather watch Trigun.
But you like Trigun.
I know. But I'm just saying.
That's what he's saying. You like
I
Trigun.
would Trigun.
Oh, I mean, I get that. I can see.
I mean, that
I
makes
can see
sense.
if you- yeah.
I don't think Trigun's a bad show. It's just it's a little slower paced. It's tough. It's like I would maybe give this new one a shot.
I want to
think
give
that's
the
where I'm
new
at.
one
I
a shot.
think
The new one looks good.
If Cowboy Bebop would have just stuck to the Spike and Vicious storyline and just kept it to that, I would have probably enjoyed Cowboy Bebop. But that middle section got a little funky for me, especially
Yeah.
with it being so episodic. I was like, bro, what are we doing? We came here for Spike and fucking Vicious. Like, let's just do that. And I don't even feel that payoff was like that great. I don't know. I think Cowboy Bebop, it would have been great if I didn't watch it again. If I remembered it as Toonami and as a kid, I probably would have been like, yeah, Cowboy Bebop is great.
I think a few of these shows.
Yeah.
I think Trigun I probably would have liked more if I would have first like watched it as a kid too.
Yeah.
Episodically.
I get that.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that was we just gave our quick bottom three. At some point, we'll probably do an add on to the bottom two with an extra bottom five. We'll do our bottom movies. This is for what we watch on the show. This is not this is not for our bottom three that we've seen all time. I'm sure there probably might be some other ones in there with a few of the same ones.
Yeah.
But also too, we'll be we'll be discussing today on today's episode, Gurren Lagann episodes 3 and 4, and not my hero. I'm sorry.
Vinland Saga.
Vinland Saga
Saga.
episodes 1 and 2. We'll be discussing those for this episode. But first, as always, we have a weekly poll. What do you have for us, Ice, on this weekly poll?
Yeah. So we had a poll today, and we had the 4. So we had 4 different live action shows. So we had Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, and I'm just losing them right now. Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, and
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean. So we had those three very popular.
4. 4
I
even.
don't know why I said 3. Those 4 very popular shows, and which one of those 4 is like, which one would you want to see made into an anime? So with that, we had Harry Potter coming in. It was a very drawn out fight though. We had all 4 of these guys battling it out, and I think all of these are great. Harry Potter came in. Harry Potter actually tied for, I guess, 3rd with Pirates of the Caribbean. Lord of the Rings came in at 2nd at 23%, and then Game of Thrones won with 36%. Probably one of the more close margins that we've had in the poll, with all of them being within 15 to 16% of each other. So I mean, that's a great little battle. A lot of people really enjoyed the poll. Shout out to everybody that commented.
It was close.
What do you guys think? Of those 4, what would you guys want to see?
For me, even though I haven't seen Game of Thrones, I've seen pieces of like just episodes of Game of Thrones. I feel like that would be in an anime. That could be fire, like with the dragons, people getting cut down. Just off the visual stuff that I've seen from that show on HBO, I was just like, thinking about that as an anime. I think that would be so damn dope. So I would have to go Me personally, I would have to go Game of Thrones.
Man, this is tough for me. And for me, it is between those top two responses. Like Pirates of the Caribbean, I'm kind of good on. I mean, honestly, it's like out of that whole series, there's like 1.5 good movies in there.
Damn.
That's my hot take, I guess. First one's great. Very enjoyable. And I liked the second one a pretty decent amount. And I remember when the third one came out, I had some friends that were like, "Oh, we're going to a midnight showing and gonna go see Pirates 3 or whatever."
Yeah.
I was like, "Cool, I got tickets." And then some other friend of mine was just like, "Hey, they're showing Pirates a little early in my area. Like, you can get like tickets at like 7:00." I was like, "Got it. I'm gonna do it back to back because this movie's about to be fucking awesome."
Yeah.
I went to that 7:00 showing, walked out of there just like mad. And I don't know, for some damn reason, probably because I had nothing else going on, I went to that second show and told everybody, "You're about to fucking hate this." And I sat there and I hate watched the third one
Damn.
a second time.
In the same day. That's nuts.
The same day, back to back.
Wow.
How far away were the theaters from each other?
It was like a 40-minute drive.
Damn.
Yeah, it was tough. And that's an upstate New York miles, not like so that was like a full drive, not
Yeah.
like
You're driving out
40
like the
minutes,
country.
5
Yeah.
miles, right?
Yeah.
This is night at a Syracuse. Yeah, I didn't even think I saw the fourth or fifth ones. I just went ahead and whatever. Harry Potter, like, cool, but like that, there's so much of that out there already. I'm kind of good. Game of Thrones, like, so I've taken a long time with my answer, but to get to the chase, Game of Thrones got really great stuff. There's a lot of Game of Thrones content out there. Like, I love the shows a lot, both that one and the new one, House of the Dragon, and the books that I've read. Lots of material that could be adapted there. And Lord of the Rings is very similar. Like, you've got two very different style shows, where Game of Thrones is a little bit more poppy, and it's got a lot more like, all right, anybody can go at any time. Like, episode 1, people are getting killed. You got ice zombies, you got dragons, all that stuff. Lord of the Rings has definitely got like the high fantasy stuff, but it's definitely that I feel would get more towards like an Evangelion style show, where it's much more about the themes of like returning from war, brotherhood and leadership, and like defeating ultimate evil and like addiction and stuff like that. Like, all those themes tie in, which are very heavy. But I know a lot of people in the comments are like, "Oh, you're about to get like 5 straight episodes of walking." I'm like, it's not like that. It's not that bad. I think personally, I might choose a Lord of the Rings show, because I feel like if they could do like a Lord of the Rings Kai, it would bring in a lot more people and make it much more digestible.
Didn't they say they're doing something with somebody named Hammer or something? Not
Yes,
Hammer,
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
They do have somebody, I believe, one of the guys that like founded the Kingdom of Rohan, and like they called him Hammer Hands because he was known to just kill people on the battlefield with his bare hands.
Yeah.
And that was his whole
Shit.
deal. So like, I know they are working on an anime for that. I remember doing that in Anime News. That's a good memory. And I would definitely be looking forward to seeing that when it comes out. I would pick Lord of the Rings personally, but Game of Thrones is right there for me. Second place for sure.
Ice.
Yeah, I think for me, not seeing Game of Thrones, I can't really. I think that would be dope in concept, and just the ice creatures and all of that stuff and the dragons, I think would be cool. I honestly wouldn't mind a Pirates of the Caribbean type of thing. I think it's more sort of like, I guess, in a world of the Pirates of the Caribbean and having a pirate-like show, and I think having that and that combo of comedy and action.
I feel like there's a pirate anime. Wait, what is it called?
One Piece. I'm glad we're in the same boat.
Yeah, yeah.
Cam, because I was thinking of the same thing. That's why he wants to see
And
it.
they've got
No,
So he
they're
pretty wants to watch
popular
One
enough
Piece,
to have
but he
like
wants to watch a
1,000
different version.
No,
They have
of
1,000
what?
episodes. I feel like it must be pretty good.
I knew where y'all was going with that.
Me
But
and
no.
Cam immediately was like,
No, I saw right when I know where you guys are going with that, but that's totally different. I'm talking
Very
about
funny.
more so of like, because I really, to your point, Rob, I really like the first one.
Yeah, first
And-
one's
and
a
it
lot
first
of
was
fun.
one's
great.
amazing.
And
Yeah.
I think is that like that world, which is way different from fucking One Piece. Let me just put that out there. But
Yeah.
that world, more, it leans more to like a, I don't know if you guys ever played
silly
it, but like
main character that gets down. Sounds
no,
similar
like
to me.
like it leads itself more to like a Assassin's Creed in a sense, so like a Black Flag, like how they had that stuff. So I think a little bit it takes itself more serious than fucking One Piece does. And I just want to, I know where y'all, right when I thought of that, I'm like, oh, I don't even really want to say this because they're gonna make it sound like One Piece. But no, I think a Pirates of the Caribbean type of show with that has those elements that pirates and those characters that they have, it would be a lot tighter and a lot better. Not no fucking 1,000+ episodes. So yeah, that's what I would say. I think of those 4, I would like that the best.
So he like to see a One Piece anime. So that is the results of the poll. That is our choices for the polls. Let us know what you guys think, as always, that are out there that don't have the Patreon, but like now you guys hear the answers. Let us know what you guys think.
Or let me do it one more time. Which of these famous fantasy series would you want to see as an anime? Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, Pirates of the Caribbean, or Harry Potter?
There we go.
Okay.
I
So-
just wanted it clean just so you can edit it.
Got it, because
You can clip that
you was
later.
fucking
Yeah,
fumbling. I was
yeah,
just like,
yeah.
Jesus Christ. So we
Yeah,
got
I
a
wanted-
thing. I'm just trying to
yeah.
pull something up real quick. Give me a hold
Because
on,
I put
guys.
it, because I didn't, I said it, I put it in the Google Drive, but I pulled up, you know, that document we made years ago about the
Yeah.
new format. I thought it was that one, and I didn't look at it. And then I went over to it, and I'm like,
I feel like Rob
God.
always puts it in there anyways. He always
Yeah, I
puts it
usually
in
put
the
it in
new
there.
animation.
It is
podcast
still
one.
just crazy to me. If I could take a second, that none of you have seen Game of Thrones, like even an episode.
Yeah, I've
Nothing?
seen an episode. I've seen all of the first season and like 2 or 3
I've
episodes.
read
of
I
the
think
second.
I watched like the
You
first-
read it,
mhm.
and you were like, "No, I'm good."
I just didn't know where I was at.
Okay.
Well, I don't know how many seasons is the first book?
The first book is essentially like the first season, maybe a little bit more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
I
then
don't know why I did that. I was
Yeah.
just like, I'm a cool guy. I'm gonna read.
I'm a
And it was like in
never go back.
2017, and I remember just
Because that was like a sensation when that
Yeah.
was going for a while. I'm like, this new show, like people like, but like
Yeah.
it's a bit more like I don't know.
See, I didn't have access to HBO at all when it was on
okay.
until I got
Same.
out here,
Yeah.
and then it was like on season 8, and everyone was saying it was terrible. So I was like, "There's no reason for me to binge watch this."
The
Yeah.
ending's a little tough.
I get, it's on the list.
last thing
and
I
what I saw was
remember,
great.
somebody was having sex with somebody, and somebody fell off a roof, or somebody
they
got
pushed-
That's
thrown.
they pushed-
episode 1.
Yeah, that's the
Somebody
first
got
episode.
thrown,
Yeah, episode 1 starts with ice zombies killing people and ends with a child getting thrown off a fucking roof.
and then there was like incest. I remember that.
Oh,
was
there's a
that.
lot
Yeah,
of
there's a lot.
incest
Yeah.
throughout Game of Thrones
Yeah.
for sure.
That's accurate then.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's why I was just like, all right, I'll be back.
There's definitely a lot of that going on.
Yeah,
No
let's jump
joke.
into this, man, because we already 22 minutes in.
Yeah.
First anime we're watching is reviewing is Vinland Saga.
Mm.
Rob's review Vinland Saga episodes 1 and 2. Let's get it.
Yeah, we start in northern England as a farmer named Amar works on cutting down a tree. He is roasted by his mom and sister for doing it wrong, and later at a meal we find out that his father was killed years earlier when Vikings raided their farm and destroyed it. But they built the farm back up and live in peace and say, hey, who really won, them or us? And that is until the Vikings return and set the whole village ablaze again. Amar flees with his mother and sister, but when his mother's struck by an arrow, he goes back for her. She urges them both, like, hey, just keep running, but they stay by her side as she dies. Unfortunately, they are found by the attackers. One tries to take Amar's sister as spoils, so he rushes to save her, but they just knock him right out. She tries to fight back, stabbing the Viking with a hairpin, but he just like, all right, well, I'm not going to deal with this, and he kills her right there. Amar is then hauled off into slavery. On the boat to Denmark, he sees the slavers toss off a woman overboard just for being sick, and his hate continues to build for the Danish. Eventually, he's put up for sale, and on his first day, he tries to run away. Doesn't make it far, however, and they track him down and beat and whip Amar as a warning sign to the others. Amar's spirit is broken, and he stands dead-eyed the next day in line, waiting to be sold. While standing there, Leif Erikson, of all people, comes to the market.
Happy Leif Erikson Day.
Happy Leif Erikson Day, after being told that Amar might be his lost relative Thorfinn that he's looking for. He's disappointed Amar is clearly not Thorfinn, but apologizes to him about the confusion and walks away. And Amar thinks about, like, man, whoever this Thorfinn guy is, he is sure is lucky to have somebody looking for him. Soon, though, a farmer named Kettle comes by the market, buys Einar, hoping that he can help him with his wheat farm. Amar arrives at the sprawling farm and is instantly transported back to his home. Kettle shows him around and he calls out to another of his slaves. It's like, hey, you and Amar, you're going to be good friends. Come on over here, Thorfinn. And he introduces the two of them, and we hear that, hey, this is the first time I ever met Thorfinn. So he tells them both he wants them to clear this wooded area, turn it into wheat field. Kettle tells them, if you can do that, tend the field, make enough money, eventually you can buy your own freedom. Points out, hey, this guy Peter over here, he did the same thing. So you guys just become good friends, clear this land out, it can be yours. Amar's thrilled by this idea that he might be able to get his freedom back at some point. And as soon as Kettle leaves, he asks Thorfinn, like, is this like, what's the deal with this guy? Because like that's not usually how it works, like where I'm from. And Thorfinn's just like, hey man, I just work here. Let's just do our job. He doesn't really give any information about himself, and just tells, sit over there, watch me work, and throughout the day, points out the huge amount of trees they still have to cut down before this job is done. So cool the jets. The two work the day away. Amar joins in to help, even though he was supposed to just watch. Eventually, farmhands arrive with their lunches, and Amar's excitement about the lunch delivery soon turns to disappointment when he sees just how little food he and Thorfinn have to share. Amar complains, and the farmhands are just happy to remind him that you're a slave and you should be happy to get anything at all. Thorfinn runs over to smooth things out, thanking the farmhands just, hey, they're just like, hey man, teach this new guy some manners, and they go off and take a nap. Amar talks about ratting them out to Kettle, but Thorfinn's just like, that's gonna make things worse. Keep your nose down, do your work. Kettle then rides by, and Amar flags him down, but after catching a glimpse of Amar's daughter, he's struck by her beauty and decides not to complain in front of her, just keep his nose down, just like Thorfinn said, which Thorfinn is very pleasantly surprised by. Another day, Amar is surprised to see Kettle working the fields. As he does so, he scolds another worker for not harvesting the wheat properly, and the worker starts talking shit back. Thorfinn explains that is Kettle's son, Olmar, who is not at all interested in inheriting the farm and instead wants to run off to join Prince Canut's army.
I don't want to, Dad.
He tells his dad, I'm done working. He tries to draw his sword to make a point, but he can't even get the thing out of the sheath and just rides off in embarrassment.
Pussy!
That night, Olmar broods in his room practicing with his sword and complains to a girl he has in his bed. He's like, I hate my dad's farm. She beckons to say, hey, why don't you come back in bed? I can warm you up. And outside, her parents are listening in, just like, hey,
that was the weirdest shit,
so
bro.
She's getting us a nice marriage with a rich family. That was some wild stuff.
Yeah.
Omar bursts out of the cabin in the middle of that, though. However, furious at all of them, just like, "Hey, I know all your tricks. You're just trying to get my dad's. You're just trying to get my dad's money." And he rides off. As he rides off, he runs into two of the farmhands who are wandering back from the night of heavy drinking. Omar tells him, "Hey, get back to your quarters," but they insist. I really like. You got me started on that. And they had something. They're like, "Hey, no, man, come on. We got something interesting we want you to see." And they grab his horse and just like, "Hey, we're going to lead you over here to a second location." Meanwhile, Amar complains to Thorfinn about Omar's attitude. Like, this guy's just count himself lucky that he should inherit this farm. I wish I was going to inherit my farm, but it got burned down by the Danish. He calls the Danish all animals. Says that he hates him. They all deserve to die and all this stuff. And Thorfinn doesn't respond. Instead, thinking about all the destruction he's witnessed and caused during his time working as a Viking raider with the Danish and Askeladd. And that is where we end episodes 1 and 2 of Vinland Saga.
Vinland Saga. Thank you, Rob, for the recap as always. Man. After seeing Thorfinn looking like just down and out, do you think Thorfinn is a broken man, or do you think he has a plan in order to either fuck this whole stuff up or get out of being a slave? I think he's actually broken right now. I think as of right now, I think he still has his skill sets, of course. I don't think he lost any of that, but I do think he doesn't have the will. He doesn't have a will right now. Yeah. After Askeladd's been killed. And I think right now that he needs something. And I think this character, which is why I think they told his backstory, and we'll get into that later. But that's like, I think he's going to help Thorfinn either find a new will of way or to try to get to build his character development in this. Because right now, I think this is about to be a lot of character development for this first, I feel like 10 episodes.
You read it, right?
I didn't finish it. I stopped reading because I was just like, this shit is just getting rough to read.
How far is
They're
this?
still on the plantation.
Got you.
Yep.
Okay.
The plantation?
On the farm. But if they get off the farm in the manga, I haven't read it.
Got you.
But yeah, I think as of right now he's broken. Ice, what do you think?
Yeah, I think he's broken too because prior to this, he's never shown to have any type of plan when he did anything. He just knew he wanted to kill Askeladd, but he didn't never put together anything to beat him. So yeah, he's definitely broken.
Rob,
I agree. I mean, this reminds me of any of those revenge stories where it's just like either usually the person gets their revenge and then they're just like, now what?
Yeah.
Except Thorfinn had his revenge taken from him, and now he's like, now what? He never really thought about what he was going to do with himself, and he just seems broken and aimless and goalless. And I just think he doesn't really have a goal in mind. And I think you're right that eventually maybe Amar will either convince him to help redeem himself or get back to his family. Like, hey man, you got people looking for you. You should go do that. And hopefully they can find a way.
Who was that dude?
I wish I was
Leif Erikson. He lived in Thorfinn's village when he was a kid.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he ran into him too when he was a Viking working for Asgard. And he's like, I found you. Like, you should come home. And he's like, fuck off me. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know you anymore. I'm doing my own thing. I'm going to have to kill Asgard.
I feel like, why didn't old dude say that first? Like, hey, there's somebody looking for you, bro. Like, to get you up out of here.
He might have not.
He might
wanted-
have just forgot. Like, if
Yeah.
he just heard the name Thorfinn like a couple days ago and like, I mean, maybe he remembers, maybe he doesn't.
I thought he said something that sparked that he did remember, but maybe I could be wrong.
As far as I assumed that he forgot about the whole
That's
thing.
fair.
He's got a lot going on. But I mean, and I don't think we'll talk. We've got another question about this, but well, no, we can just keep on going with the questions. I'll talk about it in my review.
Yeah. All right, next question. If you had to be stuck doing a day of hard physical labor with an anime character, who would it be? Rob.
Tanjiro. And I'll tell you why, because I bet I could talk him into doing all of it. No, but for real, I feel like you would have a good attitude. You know, like, because Thorfinn's not much for conversation. He's doing the work. He knows what he's doing. He's obviously very strong. But, I mean, you got to spend all day with this guy. Like, Thorfinn, he's not very chatty. You got to pass the time or it's going to be a long day.
Yeah.
I feel at least, Tanjiro would be good for a conversation, talk about some stuff. So I'm gonna go with him.
I'm surprised you didn't pick Reagan.
No, because Reagan would make me do all the work.
Exactly. And he'd be cracking jokes the whole time. Like, man, hey, Rob, man, you're doing a great job, man.
Yeah, he's like some Tom Sawyer shit. Like, oh, I sure do love painting this fence.
Yeah.
Painting this fence is so fun. That would be Reagan.
What about you, Ice?
I'm gonna go Goku, because he's gonna get it done.
Yeah, he is.
Those trees would have been super chopped. That whole forest would have been done. Fuck 3 years. It would have been 3 minutes. Like,
But you have to convince him to be like, all right, you want to go fight after this? He'd be like,
yeah.
well, I can fight after to do all this work.
Yeah.
Then it get done real quick. Me personally, I would pick I'll pick a younger Eren. Because not the one now. Having this go, and start pulling shit up. Because, I mean, he's still got his scruples.
Yeah.
And he'll help out. He's a team player at the end of the day. He wants to help out and get shit done.
Aaron now would be like, yo, we got to kill Kettle.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not actually opposed to that.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
I'm not opposed to that either. Squash all
He'd
these
be like-
motherfuckers. We ain't doing no work, actually.
He
So,
was
matter
like,
of fact, I'll
these-
take New Eren. I'll take New Eren. We ain't got to do no work.
But he gonna be like these trees actually have been made from the bones of your dead ancestors. So we need to go kill everybody with these trees.
Hey,
Yeah,
man.
he would.
Everybody? I'm like,
Everybody.
well,
We're gonna
nobody
kill
else-
all the
If
damn.
if there's no other Titans here besides you, then let's do it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel with that. Next question. What's a good setup episode account for an anime?
I would say 4. 4 is like the max. And when I say setup, I mean like if you're in an action-oriented anime and you want to set some stuff up, get us back into the world, you can build the world while having action, but like give us what we need and then start getting active and then tell us the rest as we move forward. I think these animes, even if it's a 24 episoder, 12 especially the 12 episoders, they spend 4, 5, 6, 7, half of the show, 8 episodes trying to get us ready, and it's like, which is world building. Like, build while you fucking fight.
Yeah.
Like, and I think 4,
and you can, yeah.
you can, and it's been done in several great animes. So yeah, I would say 4 is the max.
Rob.
For me, I'd say no more than 3. 3 is the perfect number. Like 4, I'll give you, but by episode 4, I'm annoyed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And after if you get to 5, I'm probably out.
yeah.
Like, but I would say the sweet spot is 3.
Yeah, I agree with Rob. I think it's 3 for me. And then episode 4, if half the episode is, but that back half has to be like, we're going ham for a second in the back half of this episode 4 to keep me going to episode 5 because you took that long to build for me.
Yeah.
But essentially, I would want it to be a straight 3, and then episode 4 we're starting to kind of get down to some shit. But
All right, Vinland, you got 2 more episodes.
shit,
You got 2 more episodes.
shit.
I was gonna say, did they take a good chunk out of what you read so far at all?
Yeah, this is all lit. I feel like reading. Dude, I'll be real. I'll get into my review with that. So I'll talk about that later. But next question is Omar is in the running for the Gabby Award so far. We're only 2 episodes in, but he's a piece of shit Go ahead, Rob.
He is getting close. He's
Mm.
getting very close. I'll tell you what, like the only redeeming factors, it was actually kind of funny when he couldn't get the sword out.
Yeah.
Like that kind of made me laugh, but like that was laughing at him, not with him.
With him,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So far, like I do not like this guy.
Yeah.
I don't like him at all. Like, I don't know if they're trying to be like, oh, you know, like he has his own dreams and fuck this guy.
Yeah.
I don't like him. I don't like what he's about. I don't like his attitude. I don't like that. You know, yeah. Just there's. So far, this guy is just like, I hope those two farmhands are about to take him out into the woods and stab him in the neck. That's what I hope is about to happen.
I don't feel as bad. Not right now, because I feel like at least Gabby, I hated her.
Yeah.
At least with him, it's like I can understand when if he's like 21 years old, he's just like, bro, like I don't want to do farm work for the rest of my fucking life. That's trash.
Yeah.
I want to do some other shit. I want to be a warrior. And then him figuring out like, you're trying to use me to get my seeds so I can take over my family's like money and shit. Nah, fuck y'all. I kind of like, he's a dickhead, but I was kind of like, all right, those are some good assessments that he kind of made.
You just
in that
made him
sense.
sound like Brennan.
What do you mean?
Just like he's a dickhead, but he made some good assessments.
That's definitely Brennan.
I mean, he's not wrong about that family trying to like, you know.
Yeah, so I mean that was a redeeming factor for me. But I was like, with Gabby, I like everything was presented to her like, look, this is what actually happened. You've been duped. Nope. Bow and
Yeah.
shooting motherfuckers. I was just like, all right, I can't stand this little motherfucker, man. Get her out. She's one of those. Still to this day, I'm
this
getting
day.
triggered right now to think about her fucking ass right now. So, Ice.
See, Attack on Titan made you feel some stuff, man.
See, I mean,
That's
It
what
does.
Yeah.
Number 3. Yeah, I would say he's not even close. He hasn't done enough. I think what Gabby did, again, having to have stuff presented in your face and still be like, nah, fuck that, and then literally flip the show on his head with the one decision that she made. Yeah, it's not. I don't
But
think
Gabby got an early start too. When Gabby came on the scene, I feel like we was like, all right, fuck her episode 2 when she was on. I feel like we hated her pretty early.
Yeah, she ramped up to that. She ramped up with that, and then just made the ultimate poor decision.
Yeah, she has doubled down at every opportunity.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's not close yet.
Yeah. All right. So let's give our likes and dislikes for Vinland Saga episodes 1 and 2. Let's go with Ice first.
I mean, anime loves them a good time skip, and I guess this is another one of those. This is time skip, right? Yeah, they skipped like what? I mean, years.
Yeah.
Was it a couple years?
Feels like it got to be at least.
Yeah.
4 or 5, maybe.
And usually
he might be like 18 or something like right
Yeah.
now. Maybe.
Yeah.
And I think, but I don't like the direction they going with the time skip though. Usually, time skip is to alleviate us from the boring shit. It's to alleviate us from the growth and all of that. It's like, hey, we skipping time. They train. They strong. We active now. Like that's usually how shows, like I think from what I understand, One Piece and other shows have done to like keep, to kind of make it shorter. Which I don't know what the fuck One Piece is doing if you're doing a time skip and your shit is supposed to be shorter. It's 1,000 episodes, but I digress. We time skipped into some boring shit. And it doesn't look like the boring shit is stopping anytime soon. And I guess what I liked about it, the little part with the mother and we've seen enough anime at this point to know somebody was going to die.
Yeah.
We've seen enough anime to know if not all 3 of them, at least 2 of them was going to get up out of here.
Yeah.
So and I wanted to feel more in that part, but I couldn't really because nothing really, we don't know those characters like that. But I guess they did an okay job in one episode conveying a family and then getting them up out of here. Other than that, I really didn't enjoy it. I knew this what they're doing. I know they're setting the table, and that's why I even asked the question of like, how many episodes do we need? You got 2. They got 2 more for me. Just because, and it's really living off the strength of how great season 1 was. If this was something else that I've never seen before, then I probably wouldn't even give it this much grace. But I think with season 1 being so heavy metal the entire time, damn near, outside of that rough patch in the middle, I will give it a 2 episode grace. After that, if we still farming and chucking fucking corn at episode 4 and 5, then I might vote it no. But overall, I would give these 2 episodes 4,000.
Ooh, that's super, super low.
Wow.
All right. Rob.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was 2 slower paced episodes, and even that, like, there wasn't a whole lot that it felt like a whole lot happened. We got to meet Amar, which he's fine. I don't really feel strongly about him one way or another right now. We'll see where he goes from here. I think they're trying to like pump up like, oh, these two like they found each other, now they're about to be like some dynamic duo, and like we'll see. I am not. I don't know that I would say I'm bored yet, but I do agree that like I don't really need to spend a whole lot of time on this farm. That being said, I'm not too worried about this. And what I almost said earlier is just like, at least so far, Vinland Saga has never showed us like a happy, idyllic farm that they didn't burn to the ground at some point. Like every single happy situation on Vinland Saga has come to a very bloody, miserable end. And so I'm thinking that, especially the fact that they're trying to be like, oh, this Kettle guy, like he's not so bad, and like he's got this son, and I'm absolutely certain they are about to tear this place down to the ground, and like Amar and how Amar and Thorfinn factor into it, whether they end up like being the reason it gets torn down, or whether they end up fighting for survival to fight against who's coming to do it. We'll see. But yeah, it's not the same show so far. We'll see what happens. It's not been the same kind of heat. I'm not out yet, but like I said, the clock is ticking. I would give this I give it a 5,800.
Really?
Okay. You know what? Reading the manga, or at least reading the few chapters of the manga, and then finally seeing the first episode, I actually like the episodes a lot more than the manga. I feel like the manga, I was like, where's the pistol? I just need it. I gotta end this. That's how bad it was going in the manga for me. But this right here, I still think Mappa does a great job of animating, even though there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Just even the animation of the oceans, certain scenes, I was just like, this is kind of still cool to watch. These episodes, as much as I thought I was going to hate them, I didn't hate them as much. And I feel like yes,
Ice looks so mad.
Yeah, and
I was trying to read
I'll be real with you. Like, yeah, I know I'm the action guy. You know what I'm saying, when it comes to like I'm super gun ho action, but I wasn't. This character development is not bothering me yet. I can see that. I can see if they keep going, if it does drag on for like you said 4-6 episodes, I'll probably be like, all right, dog, like something's got to give at some point.
Right.
But as of right now, his backstory was like seemed stronger than animated me. I was in. I'm like, I kind of like this guy. I'm rooting for him. I think he's going to be, like I said, the engine, the Kickstarter to get Thorfinn back on the boat to be like, all right, I'm about to get back to this. Not just necessarily this killing shit, but I'm gonna start fucking fools up if they talking shit right now. And I think this is the guy that's needed to do it. And I think he's gonna probably end up being a beast also.
Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe not. Maybe he stays on the farm. He buys his freedom or some bullshit like that, and then he's just like, "Hey, I bought my freedom, guys. This is the anime now. It's just buy my way out of fucking slavery."
I don't. I mean, I feel like just even the way he was just like, and that's the first time I met Thorfinn. I feel like they're trying to build up who these two are gonna be.
Right. Exactly. So for me, after watching these 2 episodes, I actually they were cool to watch, but it was still like, all right, it is character development, but I would give it 5,800 also with Rob. Not too high, not too low, but I think it's necessary to kind of build up for character development for these 2 episodes.
Real quick before we move on, did you see The Northman when it came out?
I didn't. I bought it and I have it on Blu-ray and I still haven't.
Isn't it on Netflix right now too?
I think it's definitely out. It's not in theaters anymore, but like even just talking about like revenge and all that.
And that was supposed to be people were saying it was like the version of.
It feels very much like it feels very much like Vinland Saga, because it's a revenge tale that takes place in the world of Vikings, and like this kid, his dad is killed in front of him when he's a kid, but it's very much into the lore of like heavy mythology for the Norse and stuff like that. It gets weird, but I enjoyed it, and it's pretty good, and it's very much just like it made me think about like what that character like once you get your revenge, then what sort of shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you seen The Witch?
The Witcher?
No, The Witch.
No, The Witch.
No.
Yeah,
Robert Eggers. It's by the same guy.
Yeah, which is also very interesting.
I didn't
and
like
weird.
The Witch, but it was.
You did or did not?
Did not. It was too much to be like to get to the thing.
Yeah, I could see that, because that one is very much all tension and building, and this is like, I mean, Northman, like people get busy pretty fast.
Yeah.
A lot of people going down in that one.
Okay, that is the end of Vinland Saga for our ratings. Now we're going to jump into Gurren Lagann. We need that recap, Rob.
Yes. So having quickly recovered from the trauma of finding his father's body, Kamina recounts the story of his day's victory to the others at the surface colony. Yoko checks in with Simon, which during I was kind of listening closer to the sub this time, and like they do say Simon. or
Simon.
Simon, yeah.
I'm just
Simon.
like, no, you're Simon, man.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Simon. So she checks in with Simon, congratulating him on his heroics and checking in if he thinks Kamina is okay. Simon doesn't take the compliment well, but assures her, hey, that's just how Kamina is. I just regret, not getting to the surface, or he just regrets not getting to the surface fast enough to meet his dad. But, he'll be fine. The next day, Kamina and Simon look over the improved Gurren that was improved by the bodies of all 3 of the gunmen they defeated. Soon, though, Yoko invites Kamina to join her hunting, but is disappointed when Simon joins as a third wheel. As they hunt, As they hunt, Yoko explains to Kamina that her people are only able to fight back because their colony was a weapons depot. However, some of the weapons started to leak poison, so her people were forced to climb to the surface and try to survive. She also explains how her electric sniper rifle works, and she lets Kamina take a shot. But after he hits an animal and goes to retrieve it, he finds he isn't the only one that shot it. Suddenly, a beast man named Viral jumps out of the grass, claiming he is with the human elimination forces, and starts attacking him. As they clash, it seems Viral is more skilled, but Kamina is able to cut his face with a sneak attack. Simon and Yoko then try to follow up with sneak attacks of their own, but Viral dodges away, jumps at his giant gunman that sports 2 heads, one of them wearing a ceremonial helmet. Simon and Kamina pilot Gurren and Lagann and take him on, but Viral is a much better mech pilot and just washes them, seeming them blasting them into nothing. However, when the smoke clears, he can't spot them to confirm the kill, and with the sun setting, he's like, I gotta get out of here, but I will return tomorrow, just finish his job. When he leaves, they emerge from a hole in the ground that Simon had dug for them to hide in. That night, Kamina scolds him for his fear, but Simon says, hey, we should just return to the safety of the underground colony. This surface life, I'm too scared. I'm not about this. Yoko, frustrated with Simon's attitude, tells Kamina, hey, let me pilot Lagann in the next battle, because he's going to get you killed out there. But Kamina insists, hey, that's Simon's mech, and I believe in him, and if I believe in him, he should believe in me, and then he'll believe in himself. He'll rise to the occasion. We'll see about that. The next morning, the humans wait to meet Viral in battle behind Gurren, and Kamina tells them, hey, you're all honorary members of my gang, but when Viral appears, he gives them all they can handle. He batters Kamina as he tries to protect his friends and blocks Yoko's sniper rifle with a shield. As Simon watches on the side, Yoko runs over, scolds him, saying, hey, if you don't believe in yourself, believe in Kamina, who does? And it inspires him, and Lagann kicks into high gear. He digs in through the dirt, hits Viral before he can take Kamina out with a kill shot. Kamina is glad to see him and grabs Lagann, slamming it down on top of Gurren, combining them into one giant gunman with 2 heads. When Viral fires his next shot, Gurren Lagann absorbs the blast and uses it to power them up in the fight. They overpower Viral's mech, even snatching his fancy helmet off his head for themselves. And they're about to finish with him when Viral uses the smoke of an attack to hide his retreat. That night, Kamina takes his father's cape, claims it for his own, says that their next mission will be to track down the location of the Beastman base, take them out once and for all. As he and Simon leave, Leron and Yoko announce that they will be joining them to help in the fight. Sometime later, as they journey through the desert, Kamina tries to get Simon to practice combining with him, but it's not going well. Leron, meanwhile, tries to use his tech to analyze Lagann and discovers that it has some sort of special properties, even for a gunman. But his analyzing tech is destroyed when Kamina crushes Leron's robots with an errant boulder meant for Simon. As Kamina starts to realize they may not be training well because of how hungry they are, he's attacked by a group of raiders who mistake them for a beastman attacking Simon. When Simon is comforted by the 3 sisters of the group, Kinan, Kial, and Kyo, Kamina tries to prove to the brother Kitan that he is in fact human. As he does, the 3 sisters start immediately thirsting over Kamina and leave Simon behind. When they all arrive, they introduce themselves as the beastman hunting group called the Black Siblings, using explosives to take down the gunmen. Still, Kamina and Kitan have beef and nearly start fighting again until Yoko fires a warning shot and Leron tells them, hey, you all better play nice. Later, Yoko is leading the girls on a hunting trip. The sisters are all telling her how lucky she is. She gets to hang out with Kamina all the time. She plays it cool like she's not interested. They find some furry pink balls that they think will make some excellent food, and they take it back to camp. As they return, Kamina and Kitan are talking about their plans to talk. He's telling Kitan all about their plans to track down the Beastman HQ. Kitan says that, you're crazy to try it, especially since you're so inexperienced. Kamina says, hey, we've already taken down a gunman with 2 faces. Kitan's like, we were just hunting one with 16. Their meal is soon ruined when the pink balls the girls bring back turn out to be beastmen. They run off to their mechs, and the siblings ride on their steeds and try to damage them with their explosives, which seem to have little effect. As Kamina and Simon struggle to combine, the Beastmen do it easily, forming that 16-face gunman that had been hunting earlier. They shoot the faces off one by one, but luckily Simon is able to dodge them because of their earlier training dodging the boulders. As Yoko shoots Keaton's explosives to make a smoke screen, Lagann jumps onto Gurren's head and the two combine in dramatic fashion, which is apparently what they need to do for them to do so. However, after combining, they are starving and have no energy to fight. That's when the small mole pig that has been traveling in Simon's jacket that I haven't mentioned until now jumps out and pulls off his own tail, offering to give it to Simon and Kamina as food. When they eat it, it powers up Gurren Lagann, and they easily skewer the 16 faces with their drill weapons. Their gunmen destroyed, the Beastmen are forced to retreat. After the fight, Keaton says that Kamina and Simon might be stronger than he thought, and might just stand a chance against the Beastmen. As they wish each other luck in their fights their fights in the future, the siblings ride off into the sunset. While Team Gurren Lagann is left there, they try to find what food they're gonna, eat next, and they chase that little mole pig around, and credits roll, and that's episodes 3 and 4. Gurren Lagann.
Episodes 3 and 4. Thank you, Rob, for your recap, man. You know what's funny? I was just looking up real quick before we get into the questions. The voiceover actors for some of the characters, and the dude that voices Kamina for English, dude, this dude,
He's been everywhere?
he's Aizen.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow.
He's Son Gohan in the movie, the older Son Gohan.
Okay.
He's done some Mob Psycho shit. He's done some villains. He's like in everything that we've watched. My Hero. He's a Fat Gum in My Hero.
Oh yeah.
He's been in some Demon Slayer shit.
99 number hero.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so it was just cool to see that, like, some of the voiceover actors is like, in some big shit.
Getting work.
Yeah, that's cool.
But let's jump into the questions, man. Does anime need whiny bitch ass protagonists? Let me tell you something, man. I don't like it. I hate it. I hate that I can't do it for every episode. Then we don't need you, man. Kamina, just be the leader, bro. Just take over, dog. Just fuck it. Keith hit me on the side and was just like, man, I don't like this guy either. I was just like, these 2 episodes, I was like, no, he's not that bad.
Yeah.
He's not that bad. I see where you're saying, like, all right, Keenan should like him. I like him a lot more in this.
Mhm.
I just can't do the whiny Shinji just crying and why do I have to? Does it have to be me? Can I have? Do we truly need that in anime? I know some people love that. Some people love Shinji. Some people love Simon. Other bitchy whiny characters. Would you consider Tanjiro a bitchy whiny character?
No,
I wouldn't.
Mm-mm.
Okay,
I would not.
No.
nice. Do we need these hoe ass bitchy whiny characters?
Not at all.
Or protagonists anyway.
I think at a certain point, if anything, the best example of this that we would need is a Deku. It's just like, okay, you bitchy whiny in the beginning for maybe a little bit longer than you should have been, but when it get active,
2 damn
it's
seasons,
active.
damn near, yeah.
Yeah, and then you got active for 4 straight seasons. If you're gonna do that, you need to give me the dog 4 seasons later, or however long later.
Yeah,
Like you need to
exactly.
damn near wash away the bitch assness that you had before. And I think if you're gonna give me that, then I can put up with it. If you can do like, cause I know he's not the main guy, but if you can give me a Zenitsu, like, all right, he's whiny, but when shit hit the fan, he's somebody that you can count on in the last second. So yeah, I don't think now Simon. I mean, I know some stuff, so I can't say that, but
Yeah.
how Simon is presented right now is I wouldn't want that.
Yeah. Rob.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, a trope. I think with characters I think specifically with Shinji, it's just part of what they're trying to do with the character itself. With Simon, it's a little bit more annoying to me, if only because Deku cried and he got emotional, but I can't even necessarily. I know a lot of people get on Deku. Deku definitely has his haters. I can't get on him that much because Deku cried and got emotional, but he was overwhelmed by his dreams coming true. He never has been like, I
bitch.
can't do
Yeah,
this.
right, that's true. Very true.
Even when he didn't have powers, he was running into the fray doing what he could do. So,
Fair.
but that being said, I'm like, Simon, that's why I kind of get that. Part of what I even said, and I'll talk a little bit about this in maybe my review, but I felt like that was his arc through the first 3 episodes. And by the end of episode 3, it felt like he came around okay, I do got to do what I got to do. In episode 4, he's still just what are we doing? It's like, you know,
Now you
Yeah.
know.
you have taken the step out your front door. There's
Jumped
no
off the
going
porch.
back.
Yep.
You can't Genie doesn't go back in the bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
So-
underworld is gone. You're not even back in the underworld anymore. That shit is
Yeah.
dead to you.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah.
So, do I think anime need these characters? Absolutely not. But it's definitely a trope that they go to of being like, and I think they try
I mean,
to.
shonen is a whole type of anime.
And I think they use it as a crutch to be like to show the stakes of how serious it is.
Yeah.
And when I think about like the flip side of that, like I want something in the middle. I
Yeah.
want a character that can appreciate the danger he's in,
Mm.
but not necessarily is running from it. I certainly don't mind somebody that's like, oh shit, like you could be scared, but don't back down and be like, I can't do this.
Right.
Especially, in episode 3 was like a bit of a stretch, but in episode 4, it's like, just do it. Like,
Yeah.
what are you? Why are you not working for this right now?
Or at least have the inner thought of like, can I do this? Am I good enough? And it's the inner monologue that you're probably having, but you're saying this to everybody. Look, I'm a bitch.
yeah.
Nah, bro.
What do you
Not with
say?
it. I'm a bitch. Make that a GIF or
I was
whatever.
gonna say
GIF.
that's gonna get clipped. So no, I don't think it's needed at all.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. If you had to pilot a combined mech, which part of the robot body would you want to be in charge of piloting, Rob?
See, I was thinking about this. I'm thinking like Megazord. You know how like Power Rangers all got in. There's like
Voltron and stuff like that.
Oh, Voltron
yeah.
or whatever. Like, oh, you got the legs, you got the arms. I think I would want to pilot the head. Like let's point this thing where it's going. Maybe you got some like lasers up on there. Like I don't tell you what I don't want to be. I don't want to be a foot.
Yeah. No.
That's not.
Rob, run faster!
Nah,
Damn it!
the foot seems like thankless work.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah,
like
you're
because
just there.
you could if you fuck up, you fuck up big. So,
Yeah.
but like the arms is a lot of pressure. I don't know. Was the chest an area?
I
Yeah.
mean,
don't get fucking kicked.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Sucked
Yeah,
out.
I mean maybe, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
count it
I,
as.
I would go for the head. Let's just keep this thing. I'm hopefully like steering people. Maybe that's more the strategic area.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, hey, point us over this way. Like, all right, this is where we're going. So give me the head.
That give me the head. No pun intended. That literally. But I expected that from Rob. I expected that from Rob because I feel like he's more the analytical guy, anyways. So it's just like definitely going for that. Ice.
Yeah, I mean, my initial when I first read it was probably the head, but just to be different, I would like the arms probably because I'm just thinking of you wielding a gun or a sword. Like, let me be the guy. Let me take the last swing. Let me take the last shot.
There
me
you go.
block it if I need to. Like, it's to your point, it's pressure, but it's not thankless. Like, you knew I did that. You seen what I do. I think my stuff is on, I guess for lack of better words, is like my stuff is on prime time. Like what I'm doing is on prime time. I'm not a 6-man or no shit or most improved legs and no shit
No.
like that. Like
Yeah.
you seeing what
That's
I'm
not
doing.
a role player. That's
Exactly. So yeah, that's what I would want.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not deviating from my answer. It's the hands too. Like I'm not. I know you're like, look, give me a different answer. I'm not giving a different answer because I'm not being the feet. And it was the hands also. I literally was just all right. Let's get at it. I could see if Rob was the brain, the head, and then me and Ice for the arms, and we fucking you left arm, right arm. We just man, fuck this motherfucker. I'm like that's essentially like our energy anyways.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I
So
feel
I
like
guess
Brendan's
Brendan
the feet.
takes the feet.
Yeah.
Brendan takes the feet.
Brennan's the feet guy.
Come on, guy, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
Let's get down. I'm a bitch. So
Oh man.
that makes perfect sense. But yeah, it would definitely be the hands because I also thought of the same thing. Just like having a sword. If one arm's a sword, one arm's a gun. We're getting the jobs fucking done. You know what I'm saying? With that.
Bars?
But, yeah, it is. You know
Just
what it
rapping
is.
right now.
All right. Next question. Do you think Kamina would make a good demon slayer? Ice.
I think he would. I think his attitude, his bravado, how he goes about things, how he's ready to jump into it. I think that might hurt him a little bit, just how he's so gung ho about everything. But I think if he can survive an initial encounter with a demon and be like, "Oh, these demons are real and they can really kill somebody," I would say he would make a great demon slayer. I think he's more of all the demon slayers, probably a Rengoku. Of just like because he's happy go lucky, he has a good time, he has a high confidence level, and he tries to keep the casualties down. Nobody really on his side has lost or died. So I think that's the energy that he exudes and he really gives because I guess technically he's a side character or main character, a co-main character. I think he really steals the show. If you consider him a side character, he steals the show over Simon in the entire time. Like
So
he's
far, yeah.
he's that guy, and I feel not to go deep into it, but I feel that's a lot of the pillars. They steal a lot
Steal
of the
the show.
shine for, on the show. So I think he gives that energy, and he would again if he can past that initial encounter with a demon and get him up out of here. If he doesn't die, then I think he would be a great demon slayer.
Rob.
That's a big if. And so, like, that's for me. Like, I think he does have some qualities that would make him a good demon slayer. And the fact that, like, he's a team player. I think he supports the people around him. I think he wants to help. And I think his ability to bounce back and not absorb trauma would make him good as far as, like, being able to take mission after mission.
Yeah.
But that confidence is a big Achilles heel, if you will.
Achilles.
That-
Greek mythologist Achilles.
Achilles. It's a big Achilles heel for him because, like, I could see him getting into a fight with his first demon and being like, "Hey man, let's go," and just getting torn up because he thought
He thought it wasn't what it was. Yeah.
So I think that's a big if he can make it through. I think he does have the potential, but it's going to be tough because man's got a lot of bravado, and
Because he's kind of like a Inosuke in a sense.
yes, and certainly Inosuke, if not for some of his teammates and Kamina also too, where we're at,
You're dead.
Could have been packed up in these first few episodes.
Yes. I mean, I feel like Kamina is if Simon or Seaman is there as a Demon Slayer too, he's dead immediately. Kamina is dead because he's gonna put too much trust in Simon and he's gonna get packed the fuck up quickly. These demons do not play, as we've seen.
Yeah.
And let's say he does make it. You know what? I'll give him the grace that he does make it because he has a little bit of the cockiness that you kind of you gotta kind of have to have, and he kind of has the heart to get it done. But let me tell you something. As soon as he runs into his first upper moon with that confidence, he is gone. He is.
But he
out
knows
of there.
he knows the stakes at that point.
You can run into upper moon at any point.
That's true.
So he runs into an upper moon early, and he runs into that battle. He's packed up within, I think, 2 to 3. He runs into Akaza on that train. He's the fuck up out of there.
I mean, but so was Rengoku.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is though, you saw how Tanjiro and them kind of stepped back, like let him handle this.
Yeah.
I think his arrogance would have been like, I'm going to go do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he would, like, based off of this performance, what we've seen, he might have killed that first demon, and then he could run into a more powerful demon and be like, I'm going to use that same move I used last time.
Yep.
But get him out of here. And it does not work, and that demon's like, no,
and that
man.
arrogance of beating that first demon was gonna hurt him. He was like, "Oh, this is what it is. Oh, I'm getting them up out of here quickly."
Yes.
And he gonna think of upper moon and something else. Like, all right, this is upper moon. This is my chance. Head cut off.
His sword long as hell though.
Bro, it was like never ending,
That
dog.
was-
It was never ending, bro.
That was
That's
maybe
like-
my favorite shot of both these episodes. That thing just went forever.
That's like that meme that's like when your lady talking to you and she say she's not mad and it's like, it's so funny. How
Yeah, yep.
and it's just open.
I just think it's funny how.
Yeah. All right, next question. If you had to chop off a body part to feed someone else, what part are you choosing, Rob? Ooh, disgusting. Why'd you make this damn question?
I don't know, because that little mole pig was just like, here, you can eat my butt.
Put ate the booty like groceries.
He did, because
dog.
like I said it was the tail, but like booty came
He
out.
put booty cheeks came off too.
Cheeks came off of that thing. And I don't know if he grows those back.
Yeah.
I might give an ear. You know what I mean? It's not good. Not good eating. But like,
There ain't no meat in the ear.
no, it's not.
It's all
But
part
like,
that you just like
and we're
just
desperate
chewing
at
the
this
entire
point.
time.
I'm here chewing gum at this point, man.
I'm thinking about me. You're not wrong. It's not good sustenance.
You selfish bastard.
But if I like, because then maybe I could, as long as I can still hear out of it, it's just a hole now at that point. But like, have you guys watched Last of Us yet?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I played the game.
I have, yes.
It's pretty good. There's that one scene where she's just, like she's talking to somebody. She's like, "Shut up! You don't have any ear. Like your ear is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you talking shit to me right now?" But it's just like, yeah, if you can still hear out of it, you might be okay. But like, because I'm just thinking like, finger. I don't know.
That
Toes.
also with no meat on that. We need like a thigh. We need like a pectoral,
Yeah.
bicep.
Like ear would be first choice. Pinky may be my second choice.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm gonna join the little mole dude. I'm gonna give you a piece of this ass, man.
Take some of this ass meat.
Hella pause, man.
Hey, man.
You might find some meat in there. Hella pause again to that.
Hey yo.
But I mean, hey, at the end of the day, I feel like that's a part that, like, if it's a piece of that is sliced off, I can still survive pretty easily. I
Yeah.
can probably still walk around if they don't hit a nerve in this bitch.
You're sitting lopsided. No,
Yeah,
that's
I'll be sitting kind of like this. You know what I'm saying? I already kind of sit a little
why
weird
you sit
anyways.
like that, man? He's just a cool motherfucker, man.
Lost a piece of my ass cheeks. Gave it to Rob to eat.
Survival
you know
was
what I'm saying?
real. You know, we had
And
to
then
do
I
what
gave
we
it to one
had
of my
to do.
friends, like, y'all that had to eat. I'm like, man, shit, that's why you ate my ass, bitch. Like, you can never
Kid.
have anything to say to me.
Oh
Key,
no!
would you try a little too?
Huh, me?
Yeah.
My own ass? Who's cooking it?
You.
Nah, I don't cook. I cook all right. If my wife was cooking, I'd be like, all right, let me try a piece of that ass. You know what I'm saying? She seasons it well.
That's funny.
Ice.
Part of me wants to. It'll be super painful, and part of me wants to be petty. But like my dick, just so I can be like eat a dick.
That feels like one of those like, was it worth it?
You'd be like,
Yeah.
I take it back.
No.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all.
It'll be worth it for the moment. Like, that's why you give it to Brennan and be like, eat a dick.
Yeah, like eat a
And then
dick.
Brennan, I think if Brennan never did it, he'd be like, you don't have a dick now. So did I technically lose this? I won.
Yeah. You ate a
Brennan's
dick.
dying, starving, but his
Yeah.
eyes still won.
Yeah. I think
It's terrible.
if I could, I guess, like a little bit of my thigh, maybe, because my legs are big, so that should feed for
Yeah,
somebody.
very
Slice
giving.
off.
Yeah, just like a
Yeah.
nice little slice, get a little, little butcher action. I'm not gonna say that that's a My Hero spoiler, but I'm not gonna cut my whole leg off. I'll just give a little piece.
Yeah. All right. Last question, and then we're going to give our scores in this bitch. What anime character would you want to pilot the mech with you? And they can't use a superpower. So choosing like a Goku or whatever like that, they got to use, I mean, they have martial arts skills, of course, so they can use that stuff. But like, if they're in there as the legs or the arms, what are they doing? I personally am picking Captain Levi. I'm picking Captain Levi with the hands, and let him. We're gonna have a sword in this bitch, maybe even 2 swords, and his leg. And I'll be the legs in that motherfucker.
Yeah, in that case, it's like, yeah, you can take over.
Yeah, and then let him just get the fuck active. And I want to see somebody even try to step to us. Captain Levi, I would love to have him help me pilot that bitch, take over the arms, just slicing cats down, just doing that. Beast tighten everybody up, man. That's what I want to see. Ice.
And you said they can't use their superpowers.
No
right?
superpowers. They got to use their skill set.
I mean, it's kind of. I think this is kind of cheating, but Mikazuki. I think that's.
I was thinking
yeah,
something
that's
similar,
like
to be honest with you.
Mika will probably be the person because I mean that's what he does. And he does it at a very high level.
Yeah.
He did it without legs.
Okay.
So yeah, that'd be my pick.
That was cheap. Rob.
Yeah, I was thinking Mikazuki because it was like, yeah, I mean, there's not many better than him.
me now? He's already the best
He's already. I'm just like, I'm gonna sit back. You can do what you need to do.
Rob with the legs claws eating lunch.
Man, this is tough. Because I'm trying to think who would be good at teamwork, and that's what I'm trying to lean towards. Because like, if you're gonna pilot something with somebody together, you got to have somebody that you can like get in sync with. That you can like, all right, we can like have a back and forth. I'll do this, you do that, and we're not stepping on each other's toes as we're trying to pilot this thing. Because I think of anime characters, not a lot of them come to mind that are good at teamwork.
Maybe Kakashi. If I don't want to go somebody that hasn't already piloted a mech, I think Kakashi would be a good answer. Good guy to pilot it.
Okay, yeah. I'm trying to think. I would go with. Damn, I'm not trying to like take. I really should have thought of something beforehand, but I'll say, fuck, this is tough. I'll go with. I don't know, man.
You don't have an answer. Let's think of
What about Eraserhead? We think
Eraserhead would be cool, because like, yeah, I think he would be.
hell Deku too? Deku won't be bad either.
You know what? That's a good choice. I'm gonna steal that answer. I'm gonna go with Deku, if only because like I know he, at least at this point, what we've seen up to, I know things might be changed for him going forward. He's definitely been about teamwork and like, hey, let's do what we can to help each other out, fight back to back. You know, like we can do this. We can figure this out.
Yeah.
So Deku, I think would be good, because of the teamwork factor, and you know the fact that he I think he would figure it out, especially because of his intuition as well.
Yeah.
His ability to study and get better, and knowing his enemy. I think he would be a good teammate.
That's a great answer because he's going to definitely study every single opponent.
Yeah,
even
thanks
if-
for that answer, Keenan, by the way. Deku's a great choice for me.
I have some backups, man. No problem. All right, let's give our likes and dislikes of Gurren Lagann episodes 3 and 4, and let's see. I mean, for me, this show is kind of it's fun. It's I feel like there's no real stakes yet. I don't know if there's going to be stakes in this show. I feel like mechs kind of have stakes in a lot of them. But as of right now, I mean, besides Simon, like he's just annoying as fuck to me. I like what's old girl's name again?
Yoko?
Yo, I like her, man.
Yeah, she's cool.
To me personally, when she was just like, "Yo, let me pilot the other thing," I was like, "Yes, let her pilot the other motherfucker," because this guy he's a pussy, man. He's just he's weak to me. But I feel like at some point in the show he's going to develop either that intuition and or that will that we need to push through, and he probably will be overall at the end of the series a better, of course, pilot than she would be. But I mean, the characters so far besides Simon, I like him. Even what's old dude's name?
Leron?
Man, he said some funny shit in this episode.
He is funny.
He said something funny in this episode where it's just something about like something about like boys, just something with the whatever. I was just like, they're making this dude wild. They're
Yeah,
making
he
this
is.
motherfucker wild.
He said some wild
He's out of
shit.
pocket.
He's out of pocket, but it's hilarious. So far the characters have been fun. I'm interested to see if what is it? The Black family? What are they called again?
Oh,
the Black siblings.
Yeah.
To see if they're going to continue in the show and if they're going to actually help out. If they're kind of building a cool little team right now, which is like I kind of enjoy this team. And I feel like I know for a fact that Simon's going to develop into a better character. He's annoying me right now, but I know he's going to get there.
Yeah.
But it's like the show is enjoyable, but I'm not like this show is fire. So I'm gonna hit it with I think I'm gonna give it 6,800 last week. Another 6,800. Rob.
These two episodes were a bit of a mixed bag for me. It's funny, when I finished episode 3, I very much thought to myself, that was a good 3-episode setup. I felt like it introduced the world as far as like, okay, here's this episode that we have in the underground colony that introduces that. Okay, then second episode, you get to see the surface and you get to see the surface world and like kind of what that's about. And you get to meet the gunmen and like, it's not just the one, there's tons of them. Okay, dope. Third episode, you meet Viral and like you get to see them combine and like then they go off on their own, like with the main group. And I was like, that was really cool and really enjoyable, and I'm really looking forward to where the series is going. And I got to tell you, that episode 4 was rough for me. That there wasn't a whole lot that I liked about it. I even thought like they might have had somebody else animate it. I don't know if you guys saw the same thing. Felt like the frame rate was low. The style was weird.
They repeated a couple of scenes. Like they just redid them again when he's like, all right, pile it back on. It was just like, all right, you just literally use that same animation.
Or the Dragon Ball Z.
It felt
sure.
like I was watching a Flash animation in some way. Just like, and even it just felt like the quality of the animation had taken a huge step down, which I thought like, maybe like that means that somewhere in this episode there's going to be a big action sequence, and there was a little action, but even that was like not all that crazy. And I felt like just the shit with the sisters was like a lot, and the fact that like they made them so kind of like dispensable. Like I almost didn't even include their names because I'm just like, do they matter at all? I don't know. But like I didn't really, and even like the design of like the Beastmen, just like these fuzzy pink balls, I just thought it was all kind of whatever. And so for the show to have been so much fun, I thought, for those first 3 episodes and have all that set up to be like, I can't wait to see what they do next.
Yeah.
I was excited for it, and this felt like a huge letdown.
Yeah.
And I hope that, that's just a blip. They move on. This was just like a little bit like okay, here's some comedy that we're just going to spend some time spinning our wheels. It felt like a wheel spinner episode.
So actually, Rob, I got an answer for you. So apparently, when they were first making the show, the first couple episodes, they were doing a rotation of animation teams. So each different teams were doing all of those first 4 episodes. And then when they got to episode 4, it was so bad that they scratched the idea entirely.
That makes sense.
So it sounds like going forward, it's going to be consistent and not what episode 4 was.
Like, because I mean, I'm sure a lot of people worked really hard on this episode, but I was talking to Kim and Brennan about it a little this morning. I was like, this looked like something I might have seen on like fucking E-Bomb's World or like
Damn.
like Newgrounds back in the day. Like the animation looked bad.
Yeah.
So the characters didn't even look the same. Like I knew who they were supposed to be, but like their proportions were off and their mouth animations were weird, and it just looked flat.
Yeah, that's true.
So that was really, and I don't know if it was just
Somebody got fired.
I clearly, it was just like, man, I don't know if it was just something else, but like I really did not like that 4th episode at all, which is like, unfortunately, going to affect my score. So for these 2 episodes, as much as I liked the 3rd one, the 4th one was just like I can't really say much positive about it. I'm gonna give it a 5,000.
Ooh, shit. And I'll just add this last thing I wanted to say. I feel like right now it is very Monster of the Week, as Ice would always say.
Yes.
It feels like a Monster of the Week type show. I hope they find a main villain and a main course of like, all right, why is this happening?
I
And
thought
why-
Viral might be that.
Yeah, and then I feel like they packed him up pretty quickly, and he seems like he might not, he may or may not be. I don't
Yeah.
know. Ice.
Yeah. It was all right. It was all right. I think those first two are a little bit stronger. It did. If I'm trying to watch it as with as much blind eyes as I can, it made me like Kamina more, and he's kind of taking the forefront as the guy.
Yeah.
And I would want to continue for him to be the guy. And I guess I would say, I don't want it to be a Gohan situation where he is coming to be the guy and then just scales all the way back and doesn't be the guy.
Yeah.
And if that does happen, hopefully they do something to kind of make it suffice where Simon steps up and be the guy. Or just both of them tag teaming. I would take both of them tag teaming. Would be great as well. But outside of that, it's all right. A couple episodes still kind of setting the table, giving us a little bit. Episode 3 was pretty cool. I would say I'll give it a 6,300.
6,300, yeah. All right, so that is Gurren Lagann episodes 3 and 4. What do you guys have for us? Drop your handles. What do you got, Ice?
Ice McGowan on everything. If you're in the LA area, pull up on us this Saturday. I guess tomorrow when this drops on Friday. Pull up on us tomorrow. If you have people in LA, tell them to pull up also on us tomorrow at Glendale Room at 8 o'clock.
January 28th. That's right. Brennan, bitch ass Brennan on Instagram, bitch ass Brennan on Twitter, bitch ass Brennan on YouTube.
Could you imagine that really was his handle?
Right.
Yeah, I've been doing my recommendations. I mentioned it a little bit or just a second ago in this episode, but what I'm watching right now, check out Last of Us. Like 2 episodes are out. If you got the HBO app, I would say it's one of those shows that you should be watching right now. I've only played a little bit of the video game. I've not finished it. I know it's very highly acclaimed. I had a lot of people that were nervous about it, knowing like the video game I know got it right. But even those people that I've talked to have been like, I'm all in on this. It's been very good. And it's get on the train early so you can tell people like, hey, yeah, I knew about it.
Yeah.
Check out Last of Us. It's been a lot of it's been a lot of fun. It's miserable. Like if
it's terrible. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like if you're into like that Attack on Titan stuff where just like everything is hopeless, people are getting killed, like everything's kind of terrible, but like
It's captivating.
it's captivating in that way, and it's like an interesting twist on the zombie genre. And certainly, I know they have changed some things up for the game, like just in how the world works a little bit in the world building. So there are some new things there for people who play the game as well.
Is that shows the dude that's like the villain in the
He's like in 3 different things.
Pedro
He's like,
Pascal?
he's like Mandalorian.
Yeah.
He's
Pedro-
Mandalorian. He was in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
was he in Wonder Woman 2 as like the villain?
He was the
Yes.
villain in
That's
Wonder
him, that's
Woman.
him, right?
Yeah.
That is him.
So I
I
literally
would say
saw
that
the-
is. Do not judge him off of
Yeah.
that.
I like him in there though. I like him in
Okay.
there.
Yeah. I mean,
he's solid in there.
to me, he was like probably one of the better parts of that movie, which
Same
was
race, yeah, for sure.
not much good things to say about that movie, unfortunately. But he's great. He's great, and the girl playing Ellie is really great, also on Game of Thrones. But yeah, that's my recommendation. Just real quick, I will just want to say thank you to people that reached out about my family situation over this weekend. I had a lot of really nice messages from you guys and from some of the fans, and just want to give a rest in peace to my cousin Miles. And no, thank you everybody. It really meant a lot to get those messages. Thank you.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, man. Yeah, appreciate you even coming through and even doing the pod. I know that's sometimes it can be even just a lot.
Well, it's nice to just like not think about that shit and get out of the house and do this type of stuff and then enjoy what we can, and yeah, no, it's good to have a good community around you.
Yeah. Man, Stickman Studios over there with Killer Cam on the Cam. Shout out to Keith. Keith, I got his shirt on that he got us for the podcast. This is the Gojo shirt that he got me. I lost a few pounds, so I will be wearing their Mob Psycho shirt that they bought me probably next week.
Who's on the shirt?
You know him.
Let me,
You know him?
hold on, man. Just give me a second, bro. My head is hurt, man. I got a migraine and stuff like that. The guy that had the cards, man. He's
Oh, right.
the best character in Mob Psycho, right?
Yeah. I shouted his name out at you as we were leaving last week because it was raining. You were standing out there with the umbrella. And I was like, hey, it's like your favorite guy.
I had no clue to fucking.
I know you didn't too, because he was just like, yeah.
You laughed.
Rah! That's a good guy right there.
Very
Rob
funny.
Fonda's a great
Very
guy.
funny.
Well, thank you. As always, we'll be reviewing My Hero next week again, and Gurren Lagann again with that.
And I'll be on the My Hero
since he's caught up.
because I'll be caught up.
And
Right
so,
there.
yeah, that'd be dope, super dope, man. Thank you guys for tuning into another episode of Animeshun.
And so anime was solved forever.